Payback time. Jack Welsby returns with new Plan B at Wembley Stadium 2025. In the electric hush before the storm, under Wembley's towering arches that have witnessed empires rise and fall, can one young warrior's unyielding heart rewrite the script of a nation's shattered dreams? It was October 25th, 2025, and Wembley Stadium pulsed like a living beast, 60,812 souls crammed into its concrete veins, the air thick with the scent of fresh-cut grass and anticipation's sharp tang. The Ashes had returned after 22 long years, a rugby league colossus reborn on English soil, pitting the Lions against the Kangaroos in a clash that echoed the ghosts of glories past. England's captain, George Williams, stood tall in the tunnel, his eyes locked on the horizon, while beside him Jack Welsby, the boy from St. Helens, barely 24, with the weight of a captaincy he'd worn like a second skin at club level, felt the earth's pull heavier than ever. This was no ordinary test. It was payback etched in sweat and scar tissue, a chance to reclaim the urn from Australia's iron grip. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Sport Talk content. The whistle pierced the roar like a dagger, and the game unfolded in cinematic fury, Australia's Reece Walsh darting like quicksilver through the defense, England's forwards grinding like ancient millstones. Welsby, at fullback, was the last bastion, his boots carving urgent paths across the turf, every carry a promise, every tackle a vow. But glory's path is rarely straight. 10 minutes in, under a sky bruised with autumn clouds, Welsby's past sailed wild, a betrayal of hands that had orchestrated miracles for St. Helens. It arced over Dom Young's outstretched fingers, landing softly in touch, and the crowd's gasp rippled like wind through wheat, a collective intake that spoke of hopes teetering on the edge. In that frozen instant, Wembley's vast bowl held its breath, the Union Jacks fluttering limp in the stands, parents clutching children's shoulders, veterans with faded tattoos murmuring prayers to forgotten gods. Welsby, head bowed for a heartbeat, felt the sting not of the error, but of the eyes upon him, the nation's, the world's, his own. Yet heroes are forged in fracture. As the half wore on, with Australia leading 12-0, Welsby whispered to himself amid the chaos, time for Plan B. No longer the conductor from afar, he morphed into the marauder, crashing lines with a ferocity that turned heads, his new blueprint, dive into the fray, not orchestrate from safety. The crowd sensed it first, a murmur swelling to thunder as Welsby scooped a loose ball on the 20-meter line, feinting left before bulldozing right, shrugging off two Kangaroos like autumn leaves. He offloaded to Williams in a blur of motion, the pass crisp as a winter dawn, igniting England's first spark. A try that sliced the deficit, Wembley's roar lost in the eruption of 60,000 voices, a tidal wave crashing against the stadium's steel frame. That moment hung in the air like smoke from a battlefield, Welsby's jersey torn, mud streaking his face like war paint, his eyes alight with the fire of reclamation. Teammates mobbed him, slaps on the back echoing the heartbeat of a team reborn, while in the stands, strangers embraced, tears mingling with cheers, as if one man's pivot had cracked open the vault of possibility. But the tide turned cruel again in the second half, Australia's machine relentless, piling on points until the scoreboard wept 26-6. Welsby's Plan B bought fire, but not salvation. A late fumble under pressure sealed the wound, and as the final hooter wailed, Wembley exhaled in stunned silence, the archway lights flickering like distant stars in defeat's long shadow. Word spread like wildfire through the digital ether, clips of Welsby's redemption run exploding across social feeds, hashtags like Welsby Plan B trending from Liverpool pubs to Sydney bars. Fans dissected it frame by frame. That offload? Pure poetry, one tweeted, while pundits on Sky Sports hailed it as the spark that nearly scorched the Kangaroos. Newsrooms buzzed with the afterglow. The Guardian's match report painted Welsby not as villain of the era, but architect of defiance, a nod to rugby league's working-class heritage where northern grit outshines southern polish. In St. Helens, murals of local lads like him adorned factory walls, this moment weaving into the town's tapestry of unbowed spirits. Culturally, it resonated deeper. The Ashes, born in 1908 from colonial rivalries, now a mirror for modern migrants and homegrown talents like Welsby, whose grandparents' coal-dusted hands built the very fields he defended. Social media amplified the human thread. Veterans sharing stories of 73's heartbreak, young fans vowing loyalty in comment sections that read like love letters to resilience. The drop came swift, Shaun Wane's gut feeling echoing through press conferences, Welsby benched for the Liverpool decider. Yet fans rallied, petitions circling online, chants of his name echoing in empty training grounds. It wasn't just a benching. It was a nation's plea for the boy who dared Plan B when the script demanded surrender. In the quiet aftermath, as autumn rain lashed Wembley's empty seats, one pondered the fragility of peaks, how a single pass can eclipse 1,000 triumphs, yet a single pivot can etch eternity. Welsby's story whispered of sportsmanship's quiet code: admit the fall, then rise without grudge, a lesson in the arena's unyielding demand for character over conquest. Humanity, in its rawest form, reveals itself not in victory's blaze, but in defeat's dim forge. Welsby's Wembley Odyssey spoke to every soul who stumbled under spotlights, real or imagined. The parent coaching from sidelines, the dreamer in a dead-end job, all chasing that elusive Plan B when Plan A crumbles like chalk. It illuminated legacy's true measure, not urns or trophies, but the echoes in young hearts. In Rugby League's Coliseum, where bodies break and bonds endure, Welsby embodied the value of vulnerability. To err publicly, adapt fiercely, and emerge not unbroken, but beautifully scarred. Reflecting on such nights, one sees the sport's soul, a heritage of coal miners turned gladiators, of communities where Saturday roars mend Monday's fractures. Welsby's moment, fleeting as it was, reminded us that true payback isn't against foes, but against our own doubts, a quiet revolution played out in mud and muscle. And in that reflection lies inspiration's seed. For every dropped ball, a new blueprint awaits. Welsby's gaze, post-whistle, fixed on horizons unseen, taught that values like humility and hunger aren't inherited. They're hammered out in the heat of halftime huddles, passed down like family heirlooms. As the series slipped away in Liverpool's chill, Welsby's absence loomed large, yet his Plan B lingered like a promise. In interviews, he later shared, "That pass haunted me, but the offload? That was for the lads who backed me since day one. Errors don't define you. What you do next does." Shaun Wane, ever the mentor, added his gravel-voiced wisdom. "Jack's got that fire in his belly. Wembley's just fuel now. He'll be back, stronger, because real leaders turn gut punches into gut checks, words that carry the weight of 1,000 training slogs, humble in defeat, hungry for dawn." In closing, this Wembley tale transcends the turf. It's a hymn to the human spark that flickers when all seems lost, a legacy where Jack Welsby's Plan B becomes every underdog's mantra. Beyond the ashes, it whispers that payback's sweetest form is self-forged, inspiring us to script our own returns, one defiant step at a time. So here's to the warriors who rewrite mid-game, to the crowds that roar through silence, and to moments that remind us, in sport's grand